There are thousands of tools on Amazon, but hidden among them are some seriously impressive new tools that most people have never seen before. Today, we're uncovering a lineup of innovative tools designed to make everyday jobs quicker, cleaner, and more efficient. DeWalt cordless caulking gun. Waterproofing a wetty shower system means sealing dozens of screw holes, seams, and panel penetrations, and doing it by hand for hours gets old fast. This cordless caulking tool from DeWalt takes that repetitive strain out of the equation, running on a standard 20-volt battery instead of grip strength. What stands out is the LED work light built right into the nose, useful when you're working in dim, half-finished bathrooms. Combined with a variable trigger for controlled bead thickness, it's particularly well suited for tile setters finishing inside corners, backsplashes, and wall-to-wall transitions. Expect to pay roughly $180 for the bare tool. Pneumatic punch nailer. Denailing lumber by hand is one of those jobs that eats up way more time than people expect, especially when you're processing pallets in bulk. This air-powered nail punch from 3+ swaps, that slow, repetitive motion for a quick trigger pull, backed by a large internal cylinder that generates real driving force. The firing pin is user replaceable, which matters for a tool that's going to see heavy daily use. And it's built to reduce hand fatigue compared to swinging a hammer hundreds of times a shift. Woodworkers and pallet recyclers running high volumes will notice the time difference fastest, priced around $130. Self-leveling laser. Level 1, 100 feet. Red laser levels have a well-known weakness. They practically disappear in a sunlit room, forcing you to squint or work in the dark. This Motovera unit sidesteps that entirely by using a green diode instead, which the human eye picks up roughly 4 times more easily than red under the same lighting. Paired with a 110-degree projection angle and a pulse mode that pairs with an outdoor receiver up to 150 feet away, it stays usable in conditions where cheaper units fail. That makes it a solid pick for anyone hanging pictures or installing trim in naturally lit rooms. Priced near $50? DeWalt portable fan. Anyone who's tried running a job site fan off a generator or hunting for an outlet in a half-finished building knows how limiting corded airflow really is. DeWalt's 20-volt cordless fan cuts that cord entirely, running on the same battery platform as their other tools for up to 4.5 hours of continuous airflow. A variable speed dial adjusts output up to 650 CFM depending on how much circulation the space actually needs. And the IP54 rating means dust and light moisture won't shut it down mid-shift. Useful for anyone drying wet materials or just staying cool in an enclosed workspace. Runs about $92. Heavy-duty tool bag. Digging through a jumbled tool bucket for one specific screwdriver while a client waits is a small annoyance that adds up fast over a work week. UUP's 15-inch tool bag fixes that with 16 dedicated pockets, so hammers, wrenches, drills, and smaller hand tools each get their own spot instead of piling on top of each other. It's rated to hold up to 30 pounds despite weighing only 2.6 pounds empty. And the wide mouth opening means you can actually see what's inside without digging. Electricians and plumbers running multiple service calls a day will notice the time saved fastest. Priced around $33. Labor-saving arm jack. Installing a cabinet or hanging a heavy door usually requires either a second person or some awkward improvised support, while you get things aligned, and neither option is great. X-Clifes built this arm jack to act as that extra set of hands, using a steel lifting arm you control with a simple squeeze handle mechanism. Each unit supports up to 450 pounds and lifts as high as 6.69 inches. And since they come in a pack of 2, you can position one under each end of whatever you're leveling. That makes solo cabinet or door installs noticeably more manageable. Priced around $36. Magnetic Pickup Sweeper. Stray nails and screws left over from a framing job or deck build have a way of finding bare feet or flat tires days after the work is done. This ToolWhiz magnetic sweeper solves that by rolling across a job site or driveway with an 8.8-pound pull force strong enough to lift nails, tacks, and metal shavings straight off the ground. The 17-inch head covers decent ground quickly, and 3-inch rubber wheels roll smoothly across concrete, gravel, or grass without catching. It's a practical cleanup step for anyone wrapping up a construction or renovation job before foot traffic returns. Priced around $20. Goldblatt Trim Removal Tool. Prying off baseboard with a standard flat bar almost always leaves behind chipped drywall or crushed corners, turning a quick removal job into extra patchwork. Goldblatt designed this trim puller specifically to avoid that, using a wider, flatter contact surface than typical pry bars, so pressure spreads out instead of concentrating on one damaging point. A built-in 15-degree wedge at the center helps slide behind trim and separate it from the wall cleanly, while a spring mechanism assists in popping it loose. That combination makes it especially useful for remodelers who need to reuse or resell removed trim. Priced around $25. Floor cutter. Cutting vinyl plank flooring with a jigsaw or circular saw usually means clouds of dust, ear-splitting noise, and a mandatory trip outside every time you need a new piece cut. This manual cutter skips all of that. No power cord, no dust, no noise, just a mechanical blade that shears through VCT, LVT, and vinyl plank up to 13 inches wide. That means you can set it up right in the room you're working in, instead of hauling material up and downstairs to a garage or driveway. Ideal for anyone doing indoor flooring installs where dust control matters. Priced around $99. DeWalt Jigsaw. Precise, controlled curve cutting often falls apart when you cannot quickly adjust speed for tight corners or shifting material density. DeWalt tackles this with the handled jigsaw, featuring a variable speed trigger backed by a 7-position dial delivering up to 3,200 strokes per minute. Its brushless motor maximizes runtime, while a tool-free T-shank blade change and a 45-degree bevel shoe simplify adjustments on the fly. The ergonomic top handle design lets you modulate speed instantly mid-cut, making it an ideal entry point for woodworkers and framers tackling unpredictable cuts. It is a dependable, all-around performer that makes intricate woodworking far less intimidating. Sawhorses 2-pack folding heavy-duty metal. Wrestling with wobbly wooden sawhorses, or fumbling to latch each leg individually, eats into work time before you've even started the actual job. Bora's Workhorse X addresses that with a single-release latch and gravity-assisted deployment, letting the legs drop into a locked A-frame position in seconds rather than the usual fumbling. Each horse holds up to 1,350 pounds on its own, adding up to 2,700 pounds of combined capacity across the pair, enough for heavy sheet goods or sitting on while you work. That quick setup benefits anyone moving between multiple job sites where speed matters. Priced around $90 for the pair. Zosen measuring wheel in feet and inches. Calculating property boundaries or layout distances using traditional tape measures often leads to sagging lines, inaccuracies, and tedious repositioning. The Zozin 12-inch mechanical measuring wheel overcomes these hurdles by tracking distance through a high-precision gear structure that guarantees 99.5% accuracy, featuring high-traction threaded TPR tires, a 9,999-foot mechanical counter, and an instantaneous one-key reset. It measures both forward motion and subtracts backward movement to eliminate error. Its double collapsible shaft folds down to 16 inches for effortless backpack storage, making it perfect for real estate appraisers, surveyors, and landscapers covering mixed terrain. It turns long-distance surveying into a seamless, one-person task.